Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ariana here for yet another YouTube video. If this is your first time ever watching my channel, hey, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you clicked on my video. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. Guys, in today's video, I want to talk about the difference between crochet box braids and individual box braids. Although they kind of look the same, both styles are also very, very different. So if you're interested in knowing the pros and the cons of individual box braids and crochet box braids, keep watching.
Now listen, little one, the wounds will heal in time. I know it weighs a ton, but baby, you'll be fine. You'll be fine, 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 fine. You'll be fine.
Alright guys, so first let me just explain what each style is. Crochet box braids are braids that are crocheted into your head, of course. That means your hair is braided down into cornrows, and then these crochet box braids are then looped underneath your braids and tied into your hair. Basically, that's all that means. Individual box braids are braids that are braided into your head individually with braiding hair. So your stylist is going to part your hair into little triangles or little squares, and they're going to grab braiding hair and braid individual braids all over your head. Yeah. So let's get into the pros and the cons of crochet box braids. The pro, number one, oh my goodness, the number one pro of crochet box braids is that you don't have to sit for hours and hours and hours getting your hair braided. I did this myself and it literally took me probably like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours to do. The time is cut, I can't even say the time is cut in half, in comparison to getting regular box braids, because that's not even half. Like sometimes it can take up to like 5 to 8 hours to get box braids, and with this a good 2 hours if that, and you're good. Now, some people might think I'm crazy for saying this, but another pro to crochet box braids is that they are reusable, believe it or not. I know several people who have crochet box braids. They take them out, wash their hair, braid their hair back down, and crochet the same box braids into their hair. They look fine. They look perfectly new. They look fresh. They don't, now if they start looking a mess, then you need to throw them away. But they are reusable. You can reuse them again. You can also wash them in hot water if you need to clean them, and then you can definitely put them back in your head. The third pro is that crochet box braids are usually a lot cheaper. If you go get individual braids, you're probably going to spend at least $180 to $200 to $250. Most of the time, crochet braids are a lot cheaper. Crochet braids where I'm from normally range about $60 to like $70, if that. Sometimes they can be cheaper, $35. It just depends. If you got your homegirl down the street doing your hair, she can hook you up. So it just depends. But typically they are a lot cheaper than regular box braids. All right, guys, so now let's talk about the cons of crochet box braids. The number one con for me has been that you cannot style them as many ways as you can style individual box braids. Unless your braiding pattern allows, putting them up in one ponytail isn't going to look as good as it does whenever you have individual braids. Sometimes you're able to tell that it's crochet, especially if your foundation braids are really thick. You can kind of tell that it's raised up a little and that the braids aren't coming like directly from your scalp. When I'm at work, I have to wear my hair back, so like I literally have just been putting them back into like a really fat ponytail that looks so terrible. But in the back, I did braid my hair to where I could put it up, but my crazy stuff, I forgot to braid the sides to where I could put my hair up so it doesn't look good. So that's one thing, you can't put your hair up in as many styles. Another con to crochet box braids is that sometimes they don't look super realistic. You have to be sure you get a stylist who knows what they're doing. You have to make sure that your braids are super close together so it looks like your braids are really coming out of your scalp. Alright guys, so now let's talk about the pros of individual box braids. Alright, so these pros are kind of opposite of the cons. One, you can style them any way you want. You can do half up, half down. You can do a bun up top. Literally, you can part them in whichever way because they are individual. They are coming out of your scalp, so it looks I mean, it's not even that it looks realistic because it is real box braids. So you can style your hair in so many different ways, and you don't have to worry about like your braids showing or your hair looking like crochet. Another pro is that it's easier to wash your hair with box braids. As you know, when you have crochet braids, your hair is braided in cornrows, which are a lot harder to wash than like individual braids. If you have individual box braids, it's easy to just slap some shampoo and conditioner on there and really massage your scalp, especially if you're gonna have them for a while. It's really important to be able to wash your hair. All right, so now let's talk about the cons of individual box braids. One, the time that it takes to get them done. It takes absolutely forever to get your hair box braided. You're going to be in the chair for at least 5 hours. Now, don't get me wrong, they're absolutely beautiful once they're finished, but you are going to be in the chair for a long time. The second con is, I personally feel like, being that I've had both, I personally feel like individual box braids are a lot more rough on your hair. You're a lot more prone to breakage if you do individual box braids, because each little tiny hair on your head is going to be braided up. Whenever you have crochet box braids, of course all of your hair is going to be braided up as well, but your hair isn't going to have as much tension on each individual strand. Whenever you have box braids, each strand of your hair is being pulled whenever those braids are being made. As you guys know, if you've been rocking with me for a long time and you've seen my video on hairstyles that can ruin your natural hair, you know that I went to a African hair braiding shop and I got box braids, and it really damaged my hair. I feel like crochet box braids are a lot easier on your edges. The last con, which I said the pros and cons are kind of opposite of each other. They do cost a lot more money. Individual crochet braids can be super expensive, and the hair is cheap, which is a pro, but the con is that you have to pay somebody to put them in. And I don't blame people for charging $200 for box braids, because I would do that if I could do them. They take a lot of time. You're sitting, you're braiding, you're putting a lot of effort into making this style look amazing, so they are a little more costly. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please make sure you comment them down below. Also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, make sure you do that, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!